Allô? Allô? Allô?
Allô? We're learning how to do Moroccan mic check. Oh, ladies, how's it going? Oh yeah, it's been 5 minutes.
2 days.
I miss a girl.
I'm ready.
The last I saw you, I left you in the rain.
Yes.
How was that walk home?
Well, I went to get some sourdough from Première Moisson.
Oh yeah, that's the official sponsor of the podcast. It's that bread. It's our favorite.
The card that is because I buy like 2 at a time.
Yeah.
It is absolutely the one from the organic one from Charlevoix.
That's
Grand Charlevoix.
That's what we bought. Yeah.
All right.
So I bought
So
that
good.
one, and then I got soaked on my way.
Did you walk all the way home?
No. I walked to the metro.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to walk all the way home, but
It was coming down.
it was really coming down hard.
I just popped into a bus stop.
She had
I
an
had my card. You don't have one?
But I knew
I'm fancy. I have a card.
She has an Opus, but I knew I wanted to pass by Première Moisson.
Okay.
So that's
There's a little bit of a walk. Some cities, you can like hop on the bus and you just like tell them I'm gonna buy my pass at the but sometimes the bus drivers don't. I don't know. So
you can do it here.
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't know.
you don't want to have that conversation.
Depends on the driver. Sometimes the drivers they don't care
Yeah.
that you get in.
Yeah.
No.
Some of them. Anyway,
Anyway, so you were saying,
Yeah.
buses,
So what are buses like in Morocco?
Well, can I open the conversation we had in the car?
Please.
Can you? Are you willing?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So on our drive here, Lamia picks me up. We live in the same neighborhood. So we're talking, and she's telling me about when she was younger, how her marriage came about, and then. In the conversation, very casually, Miss Lamia goes, on my wedding day, my boyfriend calls me.
You're like, wait a minute. Wait. You don't get to You don't get just to drop the boyfriend bomb and then the flower girl said, I'm like, no, back up. What did
I hope nobody listens to this podcast. As much as I want this podcast to go
succeed.
Viral.
I don't want this podcast to be heard by anyone.
What?
I know, that's Jesus. Well, the thing is, it's a long story, but
It is.
It's hard to know where to start.
yeah, because my marriage was not my choice.
That's what we're
basically.
gonna talk
So,
about.
I had a boyfriend who was my age. I was 22. Well, before I met my ex-husband, I was like in my 20s, and I met my boyfriend at university, and it was the love of my life, and but he was a pothead, and he skipped school. He was just he didn't care, He was
He sounds amazing.
He was a bad boy.
Keep going.
Bad boy.
Pothead, skip school.
Yeah, but he came from like a wealthy family, so like I didn't care. We were in love, and we used to do all the things that kids do. But yeah, my family didn't think he was the good choice, and then my ex-husband came. He was 16 years older than me.
You're referring to him as your
He came
ex-husband.
with all his resume. Like, he's an engineer. He has a good
Check.
Yeah. He comes from a family that they know. He has a good situation, like financially sound. And then like, he studied in the U.S., blah, blah, blah. So he was like, I've never like dated him. But anyway, he came and he said, I love you.
We met 3 minutes ago.
I don't love you. I don't know you. I'm in love with this guy. Anyway, so they started scheming with my sister and my mom and everything. And they got me to marry him. But on my wedding day, my boyfriend calls me and I'm like, I'm getting married. And I was like, what? I didn't even tell him.
Oh, you hadn't told him.
I didn't tell him. I didn't have the guts to tell him anything.
So it was by fluke he called you?
Yeah.
No, I told actually
coincidence?
Yeah, just
there's something missing. I told him that I couldn't see him anymore because my parents were like, they knew about us and
They didn't approve.
Yeah, they approved that. But I didn't tell him that I was getting married because I didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he called me, he kept like, he didn't accept the breakup kind of thing. So he called me. And I was wearing my wedding dress and makeup and my hair. And
You're at the altar. Like,
he called me.
sorry.
I was like, I'm getting married. He was like, what? This is so messed up. What?
Yeah.
You can't. These things don't happen nowadays. You don't do that. Like, nobody can force you to do anything. And I'm looking at my best friend. I was like, I'm going to run away. And she didn't say anything. She said, Lamia, I can. She's like, what should I do? Should I run away? Like, everything is prepped.
Food is there. Guests.
The guest, he's bringing other band, so the pressure is all on me.
Yeah.
And she's like, Lamia, I'm really sorry, I can't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
She's like, if I tell you to leave him, everybody's gonna blame it on me. Like, oh, her friend, because she's not married.
But also, there's no good answer. You've been put in this corner.
Well, that's a good friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She's
and it's like, I can understand why you'd want to leave. I can also understand why you would need to keep going with this. Like, if this is that important to your family that they're pushing this hard, I imagine they'd probably completely cut you off if you had walked out that day. That's a big thing to have to like choose between having a relationship with your family.
Yeah, so I was crying and I went to my mom and I started screaming at her. She said, "Oh, your fault! What I get mad?" But she didn't care. She didn't
Like,
care. And I have photos of me singing like this.
On your wedding day.
Yeah, on my wedding. And then somebody came and was like, "You need to smile. This is your wedding." And then I started smiling.
Well, okay, fine.
Was he a man? Was it a man? Smile.
Oh, okay. My aunt, yeah, she was like, "No, what are you doing? You have to smile." Like, yeah, so we went with the wedding.
Wow. I mean, so that's as close as arranged marriage as one gets.
Yeah.
Which is wild that that still happens.
Yeah.
I need to clarify something though.
Yes.
This boyfriend.
Yeah.
When he called you that day, he did not know it was your wedding day.
No.
And he called you.
Yes.
That
There was a sign somewhere.
sign.
And I had to choose, and I didn't have the guts. Because I was
That's
young.
romantic. That's like romantic.
Very romantic, I know.
Was it Dustin Hoffman?
No, it's like I like in a move
Yes.
on the left, running
Yes.
with my waist down, with your running shoes.
No, if that was a movie, it would have been cut to you running out, and then it would have been and then it would have been a dream sequence, and then we've gone back to you actually like
in
married.
real life, there is no fairy tale. It's not fairy tale. It's like I moved. I went and I lived with my ex-husband. Here we are today.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't have any regrets for whatever happened. So I can see like there's benefits.
I would have met you if I married that guy.
Exactly. There's the upside.
I mean, we don't know that because souls have contracts and we don't know that.
Well, her contract was to get married that day, apparently.
That's for sure. That's clearly it.
My marriage, I remember sitting at the tub in the Paris, Las Vegas hotel, and there was just this kicking feeling in my stomach, just hard kicks. And I chalked it up to like wedding nerves or whatever. But no, I mean, now I get it. Like my body, it was just like, this is gonna be hard. Like there was never a feeling like, oh, I can't do this. Like I have to back out. Like we'd been living together for years. I was pregnant. Like we were already married. This was just making it official. But I was sitting there on that side of the tub, and I just, something was telling me, run, get out, or this is gonna be hard. Whatever you're getting into now, this is. And then later, I had that same kicking feeling the first time I was in a police station and filling out a domestic violence report, and that same kicking feeling. So there was that. The body knows, man. The body knows. Wow. And I didn't know how to interpret it. And it was kind of the same thing. Like, what choice did I have?
Yeah, and you don't have the experience to deal with these things. Like, who am I at 22 to know what to do?
No.
You know what I mean?
Right. every person who's supposed to be taking care of you is telling you this is what you're gonna do.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
For
but
you?
We woke up that morning. Okay, so my whole family was against me marrying him because of religion.
Oh, you guys are from different. Oh,
We're from different
Islamic.
religious backgrounds. So my family was very much against me marrying him. His family wasn't, but they were not particularly into it either. You know, they were just like
a little
whatever.
closer to neutral. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had an appointment at the sheikh for the to write to sign
put it in the books.
contract.
Yeah.
Put it in the book, exactly. So and I had nobody. I remember I spoke to my dad the night before to tell him like it's happening tomorrow, and my dad cried on the phone, and I've never in my entire existence heard or seen my dad cry. And he was bawling on the phone. So that was the night before.
Wait, can you back up a second? Where were you guys? So this is kind of a quick marriage, because if you're having to tell them, oh, it's happening tomorrow, it means they weren't there.
Wedding or anything?
No, so all my family was in Lebanon. All of his family was in Lebanon as well, and like kind of scattered around Lebanon and Europe. Actually, we're the only ones here in Montreal. So I decided, so we were there. I was the only one here. Sorry, not true. My mom was here, and she was not very happy about it either. So we took an appointment, and then I had to call my family, just tell them, okay, well, I have an appointment and I'm doing it on that day. And then I called my dad the day before. I couldn't do it before, so it was just the day before I called my dad, and I had to do it. Told my dad, he cried, and then my mom told me, well, pass by afterwards. So she had cake ready after, and we had cake. It was pretty sad.
Wait, so what was the practical situation? Like, were you getting married so that you could emigrate to Canada, or like why get married at that point?
Just to kind of get everybody off our backs, because they were like against the relationship.
To kind of show like, hey, we're
like,
serious.
That's it, we're serious. We want to be together. And the cat's like.
It's like, can we ignore him, or should all right, keep going, keep talking. I'm listening.
Yeah. So no, there was no reason. It was just like we're in love. We want to get married. Hey, kitty.
Okay,
It's
beautiful old cat.
He's gonna get on my lap and
now he wants to get
No,
out.
he's like, I don't like this vibe.
Make up your mind, baby.
I want to go back out.
Oh, all right, he's coming up.
See, they love me, cats. I have no idea what's happening.
Cat lady.
Just love me.
That's good.
It's really like they always, what's
Pussy sees pussy.
Recognizes pussy.
Oh, hey, Bob. All right, you can come over here, but I'm gonna be covered. Okay, so how long have you been dating?
A year.
His mom.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty fast, but I had known
How
him
old were
in
you?
university. I was 23.
Okay, so you're pretty young
Oh,
too.
that's really
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They know how to, well, not in your case.
No, mine is young too.
Yeah, you guys were at least age
Yeah, we're both,
appropriate.
like,
yeah,
young
yeah.
Same age, kind of.
Yeah. What about you? How much older was he?
There's 11-year age
11,
difference,
okay,
and he
so-
was married when we started sleeping together.
Oh, I want
Yeah,
that
there's
story.
a whole story. We may have covered it a little. Yeah.
One of them.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I
want
gotta
to
go back
finally
to that.
release.
Okay, I'll do
that
that.
was. Yeah, so the reason there was impetus for us was because we were living here in Canada, but our status was running out, and we either had to move back to America or formally emigrate. And so in order to do that, it was helpful if we were married.
Okay.
And then I got pregnant, and it was just like, all right, this is it. We got to do this. So shortly after, I miscarried, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, it was... it's interesting. Like, none of us were like in it. It's not surprising that none of our marriages lasted.
Yeah.
They were with the most solid
I lived
foundation.
my life like I was not married.
Right, that's what you're telling me,
Yeah. Oh yeah, even when you're married.
In real life and in my brain, I never accepted the fact that I was married.
Because it wasn't your choice. You were pushed
I was
into
always
that.
acting like, no, this is not my husband. This is
Yeah.
Makes sense.
weird. But
Yeah. My family wasn't on board either, right? So my
really?
parents weren't there. His parents weren't there. They didn't even know. We told them after the
I'm
fact.
the only one who had like a big
A wedding.
Yeah.
I had 3 ceremonies.
3? Is that common?
Oh yeah. Well, we had first. I think a little bit like 3.5. The first one was like the engagement. We had like some.
It was a short courtship.
Yes. So he came with his
2-hour
mom and like his
A formal.
just like I want to
Proposal.
proposal, and they bring some gifts, blah blah blah. Then we had like the day where I signed the contract, and they like that's what the day when I was crying because I knew
It was for real now.
Yeah.
fatality.
Yeah.
It was a death
That's it.
certificate. I mean, marriage certificate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's when like they bring all the people and stuff, and then after that he went back to. He used to live in Saudi Arabia. He went back. It was in October. Then our wedding was in February. So he came back, and we had the day, like 2 days before, we had like the henna ceremony, the whole big hoo-ha again. Then I had my wedding day. It was just, and I never wanted to have a wedding. I told him, I don't want to have a wedding. All this money we're going to spend, we could put it in a house or something. It's like, no, I want to invite my friends and blah, blah, blah. They had like 350 people.
Whoa. Wow. At a wedding, you didn't even want to be
A bride.
at.
And I was
Like,
upgraded, like they changed me, and I was like out of it, like.
did you? How you checked out? Was there any alcohol or like
No.
medications involved? You were just
No, I was
completely
sober.
detached.
You had to go through the whole thing.
Mushrooms.
Yeah. Your boyfriend didn't send some joints over the pot.
He was invited to that. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, you
nothing.
just. So you must have just had to just detach. Like it just probably was like a blur.
I had no
imagine.
idea. Like I was just paraded. I didn't have fun. Everybody was having fun. They were dancing. And my mom told me, you're not allowed to dance. You're the bride. Old fashioned. So I'm just, they changed my clothes. I changed like 5 times. They parade me and I go sit and people take pictures and I.
You're like a doll. They should
Like
you
a
just.
doll, like just like
Wow.
look at her. Look at her.
Wow.
Interesting.
And I wanted to dance at some point, and my mom grabbed me. She's like, "Go sit down." And I was so scared of my mom. I don't know why. Like, okay, all right.
Well,
I'm
They controlled me.
terrified of my mom as well. Yeah. You couldn't even dance at your own way. Wow, look at you now. Look at.
well, look
Because
at
she
you
knows
now.
how I dance. She's like, she's gonna make.
He's gonna cancel the wedding.
She's gonna- on the tables dancing. We're not allowing that. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh yeah, that was just tough. Yeah.
Wow. And then you went on a honeymoon.
Yeah.
Was that-
the honeymoon was all right?
Where'd you go?
To the U.S.
Okay.
I spent a month in the U.S. Traveled.
But it must have felt like you were with a stranger, right? I guess that's what a honeymoon traditionally is, especially for an arranged marriage. This is a time for them to get to know each other and figure out
Yeah.
who is this person that I have to build my life around.
I'm gonna confess. I hope he listens. I don't know. Anyway, he used to grab my hand and I hated it. I hated the way he touched my hand. He used to do it like he keeps like doing this.
Like a little massage.
Yeah, and I hated him. Like, and I used to tell him, "Stop touching me like that." Stop that. I used to tell him everything I thought of. I was mean. Like I was like, I don't like the way you touch me. I don't like the way you're dressing. I don't like your eyes. I used to tell him all this stuff like that. I was just
But yeah, but what do you expect when
Yeah.
when you married someone who was from the first date? You told him, I don't want to marry you.
Yeah, I told him I don't love you. I don't know you.
Yeah.
You don't know me. You tell me you love me. You don't know me. How can you love me? He said, no, but I saw you and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a little sight of that butt of yours. He's like,
That's right.
that's a woman I love.
My son
Yeah.
told me it was really messed up that his dad married me.
Yeah.
His age.
Because he's a modern boy now.
22-year-old and say, yeah, I want to marry her. And it's like he finds it's really weird.
Right. So progress. The next generation is looking back like, I wouldn't want it to be that way for me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because but it wasn't weird back in the days.
Well, in our society, it was not weird at all. Like
No.
It probably still
it
happens,
wasn't.
right?
Kind of
In certain families, it probably still
pedophilia
vibes. Yeah.
vibes a lot. Like when I was in high school and I used to go out, there were so many men outside waiting, like in their cars.
Oh, so just check out the girls come out of their school.
And the girls, they get in the cars.
They just came from the office.
Like in like really nice cars, like BMWs, Mercedes, and they're all in their 50s. They're waiting for like 15, 16, 17-year-old girls. And they go with them. Of course, they pay them and they buy them.
It's just a whole sugar
nice
daddy
meal.
situation. Yeah.
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 No, and
It happens in America. Still, like there's a video. You see that guy in Hollywood.
In front of everyone.
Yeah, it's not as hidden.
Even hidden.
It's
and
not.
Nobody. And at school,
Yes, I
like
know.
their teachers, and nobody cares. Like.
Well, there's a law. I don't want to know. I know which state it is, but they allow for child weddings or marriages, and there's a few
In Utah, maybe.
something probably
Yeah.
maybe even Nevada as well. Like so some states have on the books like 14-year-old girls like you can be married. Perhaps there needs to be
Consent.
parental consent, but like at that point, like
really.
yeah, if your parents are willing to sign off that, yeah. Anyway, it's still around. It's not just
Nothing has changed.
yeah.
It's like.
No, but what we can be very happy about is like what Kate said, is that some generational patterns and cycles have been broken with us as
The fact that your kids are like, that is messed up.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Exactly, that's proof.
Even me, like at 22, I didn't know anything about anything. Seriously, I was very naive, very naive. Like, I had no idea what anything.
It's probably good we don't know. Like, if you had any idea what was down the pipe, like,
You would not go down
we'd
that
all
road.
just be virgin suicides.
But I had some friends. They were like really like their moms. They teach them how to deal with men and what to ask for and how to manipulate men. My mom was really like nothing. My mom also is really very naive. She's been like a housewife since she was 21 and she doesn't know anything. So she never told us, oh, you need to do this because if he does it. Never. So we were like just dumb people getting into relationships.
Yeah, completely naive and unexperienced. Yeah. Threw you in the deep end.
Yeah.
Swim.
That's why in that marriage, I was just swimming in it, like just whatever he wanted, I would do. I didn't have any say in the marriage. It's just him deciding everything. And whenever I had an opinion, he would like, oh, I know better. It's like he's older.
Well, yeah, think about that power dynamic, that age difference. He's been around. Plus, he was the breadwinner, right? So there was the money aspect too. Like that's such that unbalancedness. Of course, it's going to create. Even if you were in love with him, there was a power imbalance.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but add on to that, you don't even like this guy, or maybe you came to like him, or I don't know.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you appreciate the fact that he gave you two beautiful boys.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave him to me.
He gave me a teeny tiny
Microscopic spit.
Yes.
I'm the one who raised
Yes.
his kids.
Yeah.
That's
He
true.
knows that. He knows
true.
that. Like,
That's
because I was doing everything. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
seriously. Just, oh my gosh.
And what about you? Why were your parents not on board?
Well, I had left the cult I had grown up in.
Right.
And they, at that point, as soon as I left, that was it. Like, they weren't a resource for me anymore. Because if I needed anything or needed advice for anything, the only advice would be, you need to come back here. You know what I mean? There was nothing, anything that happened to me afterwards was my fault and mine to deal with, right? So there was no like, hey, can I talk to you about something? This is happening. What do you think? Like, that was, well, God's punishing you. You need to get back here. Anyway, that would have been the answer for everything. Yeah. So, so I was on my own, no internet, no friends. We moved to a city, so I didn't have that many friends to begin with, because of the growing up in this cult or this community, and then leaving and then going to another state. So I went from Minnesota to Baltimore. Okay. So I was really on my own.
By yourself.
Pretty much, because the reason we were in Baltimore is that he hired me to work for him, and so he was my boss too. So it's like,
oh wow,
all my
the power dynamic also.
Right.
Immediately, yeah. He had the money. He was my boss. I didn't have anyone to turn to. I didn't have an apartment to live in. I was like sleeping on a futon in the office. And I was grateful for that. Like, I was grateful for that, not like,
crumbs.
Yeah. Great. I mean, yeah. So that was my way out. And so like you said, like, if it hadn't happened the way it had, I probably wouldn't be here today. I probably wouldn't be in Canada.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have my kids. I can look back and be grateful for the whole thing.
Yes. Well, one thing that I get, like, I knew that we were going to Canada, and I've always wanted to leave. I've always wanted to go. I was trying to do it by myself, but it was really hard. Like, I wanted to just leave, but a woman at 21, trying to...
No degree,
I was trying, I was putting money away and trying to... But kind of this, knowing that I was coming to Canada, I was like, okay, I'm gonna use that.
That was your ticket out.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah. So it was a ticket out as well. And for you, you left because you were following him. So he was kind of a ticket out.
No, I left on my own, and then like a week later, we were living together. We were sleeping together. Already. I'd met him. Okay. And I made the decision to leave. Mm-hmm. And then he offered me a job, which was perfect because I didn't have one. And so I went with him. At the same time, it worked out that they were moving to Baltimore, him and his wife. Okay. And so I went with them to Baltimore, and a week later he was moving. A week later we were sleeping together. A week after that she found out about it, and then 6 months later we weren't in Baltimore anymore because we didn't need to be. The whole reason he was there is because he was with his wife, but he bailed. He jumped ship for her as soon as he saw this willing target just waiting to go to that through that experience. So it's what about you? How old were you when you met in university, you said?
Oh yeah, we met in Concordia.
Oh, so you came here?
We were in the same class. I came here, I was 10.
Okay.
With your mom?
With my parents, we came here with the whole family. My sister, my brother, my parents. And so I came here, I was in high school. Okay. So I got here in high school, and then I met Rami in my first year of university. We were in a class together, but I was dating somebody and he was dating somebody. So that was 21 as well. And then we saw each other through friends 2 years later. But we would see each other through university.
Same circles.
Say hi, But
you're both Lebanese?
Yeah, we're both Lebanese. Okay. But we both had different relationships. Then we lost touch for a bit, and then saw each other again through same circles of friends. And then we started dating. But so I got married. I was 23, 24.
Oh, you guys got married really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, within a year.
And right away, was there resistance from your family just because of the different religion?
Right away.
Even without knowing him?
Without knowing anything about it.
Okay. So there was that expectation.
Yeah, I knew there was going to be resistance. I didn't, so I was ready. So from the beginning, there was already that we're going to do it. Like, we're going to...
Do you think looking back, do you think there was a part of you that kind of was looking to challenge that a little bit? Like, was your first boyfriend also?
I've always had boyfriends that my parents didn't approve of.
That's what I mean. Yes. Right.
Yes.
Right. So that's a battle you've been willing to.
So I was like,
stand.
whatever.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
I was actually almost engaged though before I met him the second time. You know, like I said, we met at university. Then we both graduated, and then we saw each other again at a social event. But I was almost like engaged at that point with a Lebanese guy that checked all the boxes for my parents.
Oh, so they did like that guy.
That guy. It was just it was that one guy that
But
was
you guys was
Lebanese.
pretty close. You were engaged.
Well, I was engaged, but it was kind of like we didn't date for long. He was in Lebanon. I was here. I saw him. We met in the summer. You know, you have the summer like romance.
You tried to keep it going over.
But because he was about 7 to 8 years older than me, and he was ready to settle down, and he checked all the family's boxes, and it was the first time I get a like positive reaction around me, and all of a sudden everybody's so nice and so like when you're like marrying someone. I don't know. I felt like I felt giddy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really tough.
I felt giddy because everybody was so on board with
There was
my
no
relationship.
resistance, and in
There was
fact,
no-
they were
yeah.
very encouraging.
They were very encouraging. So I was planning on moving to Lebanon to
live with
with this guy and get engaged and get married. And then I saw my ex again, and he was like, he is. We're still very good friends, and I love him, and I think he's a great person. And when I saw him, though, he was so different from any other guy I had met because he was spiritual. He was into things that guys were just not at that time.
Right, especially
you know?
the guy you were engaged to.
Especially not.
Yeah.
Like, he was older, very alpha, very like. So, and I just told everybody I'm not going to Lebanon, and I'm with that new guy. So already that was like and he's Muslim,
And he's
it was
spiritual.
like- yeah.
Those
They were
check
like,
boxes. Yeah. Your mom's in there erasing the boxes, crying.
They're like pulling their hairs out.
Oh, so no wonder your dad was like, there was
my
probably that hope that maybe you would reconnect.
No.
Yeah.
So, but right after we got married, though, that's it. Everybody chilled, and then I got pregnant within a year as well.
Okay.
So basically, within 2 years, we were like married with a kid, or 2 years and a half.
Right.
Right. So
It's cool that they chilled. At least that they kind of recognized, okay,
It's
we can continue to resist this, or we can accept it,
yes.
and and that's great.
No,
That's
they
nice.
chilled and they accepted it. And once I had my son, that's it. And now like we're separated, right? And my parents like really have a deep love and appreciation for my ex.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, they really appreciate him.
That's
a lot,
awesome.
Through everything. So, but yeah, it was rock and roll. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy ride for either of us.
Your brother
Yes.
married someone we know, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then
Yes.
your sister, did she meet someone who checked the boxes?
Well,
or
my
was-
sister was also the first one in our circle of community to get divorced.
Oh, so she's
My sister is 10 years older than me, and she got divorced when her kid was really young. So that was a huge thing in the family, and for my mom, like, to have a daughter that's divorced.
You deal with that too, don't you?
Yeah, I'm the only one who's divorced in my family.
Yeah, so it was, well, now the three of us are divorced, right? So my mom now is like, she's like, all of you, the three of you are divorced. Yeah, but when my sister did,
She had to
Like,
cut
it
that
was
path.
a huge deal, huge deal, so,
yeah, and my mom doesn't accept the fact. She's in her mind. She doesn't want to accept the fact that I'm divorced. Like every time she talks to me,
Did she ask how?
she's like, don't tell anyone that you're divorced.
Yeah, she doesn't want you to.
Seriously, she tells you
She
that.
doesn't want her friends in Morocco to know that you're divorced.
Yeah, because she has a relative who lives here in Quebec, and she called me, and my mom said, "Oh, I have a relative," and she called me, and I told her that I have a daughter, and she's gonna call you, but don't tell her that you.
Oh, the one that sent you sweets.
Yeah. I don't believe.
She won't send you sweets anymore.
The lady called me, and the first thing she said to me is like, "Oh, you know, I came back here and I divorced."
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Mom, she told me that she was divorced." Like, I don't care. She doesn't need to know that you're divorced.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. If she asks, I'm gonna if she tells me how is your husband, I'm not gonna say he's doing because that's like I have
Yeah.
to lie.
No,
to my mom.
no.
I'm like, no way, I'm not doing that. I'm like,
Yeah.
Mom, I didn't kill anybody. But
Yeah.
that you can't. She's never gonna change her mind. Like every single time, she's like, don't tell the sister-in-law, your sister that you're there. She doesn't need to know. You know, she talks too much. I'm like, oh my God, Mom. Everybody in Morocco
It
is
weighs
divorced.
very heavily on her. You can see, like it's like
She
very
doesn't
top
know
of
how
mind.
To deal with
it.
Yeah.
what people are gonna say. My mom lives for what people are gonna say.
Yes.
She has no,
This.
she doesn't have the tools to deal with this, so she'd rather ignore it. Like, don't talk about it.
Delulu.
Lulu. It's not the Lulu. I love this. It's not the Lulu.
TikTok. Thank you.
This is social media.
This is how the kids are talking. But isn't that
love it.
amazing?
I
This is
love
what
it.
16-year-olds are going around. Delulu ain't the Salulu. It's like, good. Hell yes. That's absolutely
Yeah,
correct.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's her thing, and
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about last week. That shame, right?
Shame.
It's just shame. Like it's such a
Like,
heavy
my
thing to
sister, she
carry.
was like, well, you know, I told my husband. She's making stupid excuses for me to her husband. Like if he talks to me, tell him, well, you know. What am I gonna tell? She makes up all this story
very
for her
concocted.
husband to justify why I got married because they're ashamed. They have so much shame. I'm like, oh my God, you people just deal with your spouses and your family. I'm not gonna be part of your stuff, you know.
Tell them whatever you want to tell them. I'm not going to
but
show
I'm
up and
not-
lie
Right,
about
but
my.
now I don't have any.
You just don't show up.
I don't show up. I'm not part of that family anymore.
Yeah.
They stop talking to me. They don't care. I don't care. It's just they can deal with their stuff. I'm on another path.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
now.
not afraid of anything. I'm just
Different wavelengths sometimes. That's what
it's
it
just
is.
like I'm dealing with my stuff in a way that you like it, you don't like it. Bye. You know what I mean? Just,
Yeah. Yeah. Once you've been through that divorce too, it's like we were talking about after having children, how your relationship with your body is different. Like that process of being married to someone, and then especially when you've grown up in a culture where divorce is like a big shameful thing, like to walk through that desert and be like, you know what, getting divorced is better than what this is, and for whatever those ramifications are, it's going to be better for me to not be in this situation. Like it's the empowerment that comes from it is great. Yeah, I mean it sounds crazy because in a perfect world we'd all be in very love. We'd still be married to the spouse with our kids, and our kids could have two parents who gladly love each other, but. That's not always a reality.
No.
I mean, rarely is that a reality.
That's
And
true.
to have the courage and the strength to recognize this isn't actually good for my kids.
Yeah.
Staying in this relationship, or that's actually not helping them. So the self-love, the ability to get over shame. Like if you were so hindered by shame, we'd still be in that relationship. Like if we were so afraid of what people thought about it, we'd still be.
At some point, seriously, I wanted to leave. Like after I had my first son and we moved to Dubai, I hated it, and I told him I'm leaving. I don't care, but I couldn't again because of the shame, because my family, and he was like using that. He knew. Like sometimes he would tell me, I would tell your parents and stuff. Like he would threatened me with that, and I was
Imagine.
yes,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my god, I can't face my parents and all the family, and what would my aunt say, and what would my grandma say? I
My
lived
third
like
cousin
that.
in Canada. What is she
Yeah,
gonna say?
Seriously, I was so afraid. Even though like I was miserable and I was like, I just want to leave. I can't live like this. This is not my This is not the life I wanted for myself. But I could. And then it hit me. One day I woke up and I'm like, I don't give a shit about whatever people think. And that's when
She started dancing.
Yes. Dancing is the answer.
like I'm talking like when I was still married. That's when it hit me and I decided I'm leaving this marriage because I don't care what.
How long did it take you to get out then at that point? Like, because it wasn't immediate.
It took me a lot of
A few years still.
yeah. It was like after I had my second son and things started getting really bad and I felt like this is gonna like if I stay in this marriage I'm gonna die. It was death. Like I saw death in front of me. I'm like it's either you die or you leave.
Yeah, that's where I was too. Yeah. I was there many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really like I was starting to feel so sick mentally and physically and I'm like this is not good. This is not good.
That's narcissistic abuse, you know. It really sucks the living force out of you.
Exactly. I was just the skeleton walking around.
Yeah, just hollowed out. Yeah.
Hollow, sick all the time, sleeping and crying and he would come and look at me. I was like, I'm tired of this drama that you create.
Yeah, like
This
snap out of it. Yeah.
This is no. He's like he's telling me that you're just making this shit.
Right. This isn't real.
This is
like,
not real.
Yeah,
The
this is
crime-
a show.
And I would come to him like, help me, please. I'm sick. And I'm like, and he's like, I'm tired of just sick. Like, yeah, the pure like narcissistic behavior. Like you're just pretending. I know this is just you playing like. A role or something like fake. You're faking all of this.
Yeah.
You're not. I'm the one who's.
Yeah, he's the one suffering.
Yeah,
and
I'm the
working
one
hard.
working hard. I'm sacrificing my life for you and blah blah. And the typical like
Wow. It got bad for a while. Wow.
bad.
You're lucky though. He traveled a lot, so a lot of times he just wasn't around, and then I imagine things
But
were
he
probably.
was there, He was in my house. He I had to live with somebody that I.
Yeah, he was still in your life.
Yeah.
But there were moments though where there wasn't the physical proximity where you could.
Well, we
with the
were in
boys.
separate rooms. At some point,
Oh,
I
you
told
moved
him,
up.
You're not coming in this bedroom anymore. I can't.
Yeah, I tried the separate rooms for a while. Did it for a little bit. I used to run away. I would go. We had an office that had like a little futon in it. There were like multiple days in a row I would sleep in the office. There were times when I trying to get out. Yeah, I know that separate off. I remember our bedroom was in the basement, and then there was a guest bedroom upstairs. And then when there's times where I just couldn't be in the same room as him, I would go upstairs and sleep. And he would allow it like one night or two nights, but like if there's a third night, the few times he would come up and just scream at me in the middle of the night. Like I could hear him coming upstairs, and I would just like pretend I was asleep, like I didn't. I was just like, and he, that feeling. Yeah.
Oh.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're lucky you're not dealing with narcissistic abuse on your was.
No, I mean, it wasn't abuse. There was definitely some kind of narcissistic behavior, but it was more like self-sabotaging kind of narcissistic behavior.
It's more internally driven.
Yeah. I enabled a lot because I feel like for me, I come from also a history of mental health. Like my mom, my brother. I guess I'm used to enabling this kind of behavior.
This is what codependents do. Yes,
I'm kind of
did.
I'm so good at dealing with people like that and making them feel good about themselves, and so I was a huge part of
right, you took on that role of like trying to be supportive, and if I just love them more, then maybe they'll feel better.
Yes, and compensating and just like not.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just remembering all this stuff.
Oh my God, you're not laughing at me, Lamia.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
You're gonna have a heck of a trip tonight. All this stuff's getting stirred up. It's ready to.
When she said the encouraging and stuff, I used to remember all the stuff that I did to encourage him.
Yes.
I used to write him like little notes on his sock drawer so he can like, we appreciate all the efforts you do. I was really sincere.
You were really trying.
I was trying to be a good
Yes.
wife. I'm like, I know you're working really hard, sweetheart. We love you and we appreciate everything.
so cute.
And I put it like on his sock drawer, so in the morning when he
She'd see him.
he could
It's
see
very
it.
romantic.
Yeah.
I was such a hopeless romantic, but I was just doing it by myself. I was living my love story by myself.
Well, and especially with someone that you never intended to love.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were
Never
like, all right,
felt.
I'm gonna try to make this work.
I was
like,
texting him sometimes. I miss you. I can't wait for you to come over tonight. And like, I did a lot for trying.
this.
right. So there was a point where you were like, all right, this is my marriage. I'm
Yes,
going to
yes,
try.
yes.
And even when he was down or playing
But
games with silent
he was
treatment or
just,
whatever.
Like, yeah, a lot of not present. Like he was not present. He was not involved with the kids. But at some point, I was like, well, we have a beautiful house. I do whatever I want. I'm free to travel and.
Right, you had a pretty good.
I'm like, I'm grateful for all of this.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
and I have a nanny, all this nice thing.
You had a very nice prison.
My life is easy. I should be grateful to have all
Right.
these things and like blah blah blah. So I was telling myself all
Yes,
of this, like
come
don't be,
The cell is golden.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
don't
come on.
be
Yes.
a selfish bastard. Basically, like he is giving you a good life. You should be grateful. So I was like, yeah, I was like brainwashing myself.
That's so okay. So this is. We need to dig into this
Yeah.
because I would do the same thing where it's just like I would feel sorry for myself. I would feel like shit. I would get depressed. I
Yeah.
would become suicidal. And but then there was also a side of me. It was like I have so much to be grateful for. I
Yes,
live in a
yes.
nice house. I have 4 healthy kids, and it's like in a way that gratitude, that natural
Yeah.
tendency to go towards gratitude was actually getting in the way of me actually allowing myself to feel icky and to
Yes,
feel bad.
yes,
Like
yes.
I would get into that space and then I would use gratitude. It's almost like toxic. We talk about toxic positivity.
Yeah.
Right.
It was like toxic gratitude. I mean, I
Yeah.
could look around at, everyone else around the world pretty much, and I could see how in many ways my life couldn't be any better. And so I would, which is a good thing. It's a good thing to focus on what you like about your life rather than dwelling on what's not
Yeah.
working. But that can keep you in a toxic
Yeah.
space.
Absolutely.
It's like, so what is it, like, how do you differentiate between, like, the gratitude I feel today, where it's like, oh, my life is so fantastic. I love where I am right now. I love the experiences I've had. Like there's it's a much deeper gratitude. Whereas it's almost like I was using that gratitude muscle as a way of shaming myself into not feeling
Exactly.
bad.
Yeah.
It's like a bypass.
but
to-
Yes, it's a bypass.
Yeah, but it was not just me. It was also him. Like sometimes I would come in and say, my friend, her husband did this to her. It's like, you see, you are very
Right.
lucky.
Mhm, yeah.
You married me.
Yes.
I would never do that stuff to you.
Right.
And I was like, yes, he's right.
He's right. Which leads me to
him. And he would tell me, I am very nice. I am like, he was started like saying all this stuff about himself, all his qualities. And I was like,
course.
yes. And I would never, ever go to my friends and say anything bad about him. Nobody knew anything. So it came as a shock to everyone.
When
When said
We're
you wanted to
done.
divorce.
one of my friends, she was like, oh my God, Lamia, I used to see you all the time and you never told me any of these things. After I divorced and I started, she's like, why didn't you tell me? I was like, I don't know. I thought he was the most...
Yeah. All couples fight. All
Yeah,
couples.
yeah,
that
yeah.
was another one.
Well, that's the one I wanted to ask you, but you just answered it in a way. Was there that guilt because you get that like like I have a partner that's showing me so much interest and love or being good to me or treating me good or giving me certain freedom, or there's I don't know, for and then you see other, relationship where like the husband's not doing so
right,
great.
when you compare,
and then
So I
you're
compare
like,
because that's
like, wow.
I like most of my friends are like Westerners, and they all tell me my husband will never let me travel alone. Never. Like I used to travel with my girlfriend, and they were like so
you went on some
jealous
fun
of
trips.
me. Like I like every year I had a trip with a girlfriend, and everybody's like, my husband would never. And I'm like, oh my God, you're American, like, and he's Moroccan, like, and he's so cool.
Yeah.
And for me, like, he's the coolest
Wow, yeah,
husband.
he's a
like,
great husband,
giving-
yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
paying for all these
Yes.
travels and
I
all
mean
this stuff.
that is a trait of a good husband.
That is a check in the pro column.
And I used to go out all the time, and it was like, go out with your girlfriends, and I would come at like 2:00 in the morning, like ladies'
My
night.
ex was like that.
Yeah,
He's
he's
very
like,
like
never told me like where are you going or like never.
So he was never controlling. He never showed jealousy.
no.
Wow, wow,
Never.
that is what.
Yeah.
So why did you leave?
It was too perfect.
No, but that's true. It is like you see there are if things were only bad all the time,
Yeah.
you would have divorced immediately, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's the sometimes things are good. We do laugh at the same things. We listen to the same podcasts. The sex is amazing because when things are toxic. Oh, see, I got the amazing sex. No, yeah. You just handed her a lemon.
priceless. Priceless face.
She can't say it, but
Okay.
but yeah, that toxic gratitude. I'm grateful for that. I'm glad that I go to that naturally, like the glass half full kind of view
Yes.
of life. But if anyone's listening to this and if they're having to like compare their life to someone who's starving in the streets, then yes, great. It's good that you have that kind of perception and that awareness, but also if there are bad things in your relationship, get out. Like, it's not enough that you're not starving in the street. Like,
it's not
you
enough.
can want more for yourself. You can have both. You can have a place where you can live in a home where you feel safe and have a life where you have a nice place to live and have a good relationship with your kids. And, I was willing to look past so much, the whole red flags and that we talked about. I was willing to, like, just because for whatever reason I talked myself into being grateful for what I did have, which
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow,
Yeah.
that's such a good point, though, because I do believe gratitude is an anchor in life, and being
course.
grateful is
Very
really resourceful. Like, it gives you life force. However, you could use a lot of concepts are used to bypass a lot of stuckness. If you're stuck in certain emotions, it's like you go to gratitude and it's just kind of like numbing.
Blinds.
It's kind of like
Blinds you. It's like a veil.
like
It's a
sweeping
way
it
to, like,
under, under the rug to
cordon
just numb
off
it.
that part of my life and just focus on that.
And you're right, it becomes difficult then to just be sort of reasonable about what to be grateful for. You can't say, I'm not starving, I'm grateful, therefore it's
Yeah.
okay if someone's abusing me.
Yeah. No, that's basically what it was.
It's not
Yeah.
rational in a
Yeah.
way,
I'm being abused, but
I'm not
but I've got a nice wardrobe.
Exactly.
I look good while doing it.
I'm being abused in a 5-star hotel.
Seriously.
Yes. Well, that's
He pushed me out of the car, but it was a Mercedes.
That's a great topic for next time. Spiritual bypassing.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Spiritual bypassing, and how many things we use to bypass a lot of our
It's so tricky because it can be a thing
Irony
that's...
now is I don't have all of this stuff, but I'm very grateful
Well, it's true
for
gratitude
what I have now
because it's
as a single
authenticity.
mom. I can see it like every day. I have my kids. They're really healthy and they're great kids. I have really great friends. I'm not talking about you, but like
Of course not.
and I'm healthy and I have a great life and I love everything about my life right now. So I'm just like,
'Cause
just
now
waiting for the toxicity. to
You're
happen.
authentic with yourself now.
Yes.
You're true with yourself. You're not telling yourself or trying to justify anything or trying to make sense of anything or narrate something that doesn't feel right, but you kind of have to because you don't find any way out of it.
And now, whenever there is something that's icky, I feel it right away.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were talking about,
my
the ick
cup
comes
is
up.
really full and like clear.
Clear, so any
and
tiny-
drop of dirt makes it get cloudy.
Pretty
And
obvious.
I'm like, no. Let's
Whereas
drain
when it's muddy anyway,
Yeah.
more mud is
does
like,
that.
and you're just so
Okay,
used to living in the mud.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens when you've been through the paths we've been on, you know, having to live in that ick long enough and yeah,
And
spiritual
being,
bypass.
Unpacking so much.
moms through it all, you know, how do you raise children that are emotionally stable and able to regulate
Yes.
themselves and while you're doing it like you're like barely like hanging by a thread.
Right.
Well, yeah.
How do you do that? You know,
Well, that was
a
the
two
thing
good
that got
thoughts.
me out, right?
Yeah.
If this were happening to one of my daughters or my son, I would be terrified if they stuck around. So what is the example I'm setting is you don't leave, you know, and so that was a big.
You leave. You don't
leave.
stay.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, predict. So that train of thought was pretty. At one point, it was just like I can't keep setting this example of accepting
you need
this
to
type
model
of
something.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful. My son, I just, for talking about our kids, how they're doing great. I told him why I broke up with
The last relationship, yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, Mom." Like I told him what he did, all that like kind of not
Passive aggressive stuff, yeah. Controlling.
accusing me of having maybe an affair or like something like. And I told my son, he's like, "Well, what is that guy?" And I'm like, "No, it's that." And I told him a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, yuck, Mom."
Yeah, he instantly
So
recognized the
messed
yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
messed up.
He was like, "Oh," he was getting squeamish and like,
Yeah.
"Nah, that's not good." Like he
recognized immediately.
it right away. Like
Yeah.
you spend. Well, I think I didn't spend a lot of time with this guy, but yeah,
Good.
It's cool that they
they recognize.
Yeah. No, we are pattern breakers.
Yes.
Yes.
Cycle breakers, and that's
Amen,
not an
amen.
easy thing.
I used to be very angry, and it's like day and night between the anger and the chill. Like I'm so chill right now. It's just amazing. My son, the youngest, used to trigger me all the time. He knew how to do it on purpose.
yeah.
Yeah. Happens.
And now he's hitting a wall.
They're not connecting to anything anymore. He's clicking them back and forth.
He does stuff and he looks at me right away to see how I'm gonna react. I'm just chilling. I don't even look at him because I know he's waiting for a reaction. Usually I used to get angry. I'm like, why are you saying stuff like that? Why are you doing this? Are you just doing this to get on my nerves? I say
Yes.
it. And he's like, I won this battle. He would go and like,
The power of non-reacting,
Yeah.
or
just like, even with his school things, and I'm like, I don't, like, you do what is good. You're doing good? Good. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not doing great? Next time, try better.
I'm still proud of you.
Before, I used to go berserk and I start worrying. And I like the doom and the gloom and his life is over.
Yeah.
And
No
he's-
future if you don't get the
he's gonna,
grade.
like,
Yeah.
I swear I would create all these scenarios that like this guy is done. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna fail.
It's like in grade 2, the poor kid.
I know. He's like he brings like a bag. The teacher will send, and I'm like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do?
Oh my god.
And since I stopped, he is doing amazing.
Yeah.
He comes and like, hi, you have homework? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it later. I'm like, okay, I love you. He's like, all right. It's just crazy. I can't believe it. I'm saying it like it's magic or some. It's just absolutely.
Well, it's all the work you did.
Yeah, you've been doing the work. You've been doing the work. I used to try to do homework with Maya when she was, not even, like probably
And you go
second,
crazy,
third grade.
right?
I would, oh my God, I would lose my shit. All the stuff that I couldn't take out on my ex, I put it on my kids, and I've apologized to them. I will continue to apologize to them because it was such an awful thing to do to my kids. But once... I was so frustrated. We were doing homework and she wasn't doing it. And she has ADD. Like, I'm a bad teacher, whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, fine. You grow up and you be a stripper. I don't care. And that's when I knew that was done. I cannot do homework with my kid. Like, that was so mean.
That's funny.
I hope not.
But I'm a bad teacher
used to
too.
be
I get
really,
frustrated.
Like with my first one, I used to sit with him all the homework, like everything. Yes, and then he needs to learn like verses of the Quran, and I'm sitting like learn this, and I didn't even care about the religion. And I'm like, he needs to be a student, and he knew his potential and blah blah blah. And then he was always the
Highest
in
in
his class because I was always like that, and soccer and tennis and guitar and all. I was just managing that kid because of all my frustration and because I didn't have the chance. Like, you should be lucky that we're doing
it
this.
was all
my
our own
parents never
stuff.
did anything for me. I like, all the stuff, all the.
I know.
He was when he was a teenager. I was like, and he's doing his IB, and I'm like, why didn't you study? This is the most important thing. And he was like, you're the one stressing me. This stuff is easy.
But you are hard.
And I brought him a tutor, and the tutor sat with him like a couple of hours. Like, he doesn't need me. He doesn't need, like, you need a tutor. It was all my problems and stuff. I was just he and at some point I had to. And he's like, Mom, you need to leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. Please. And he got like he's really good. Like, he was doing everything. He was like, you stress me a lot. You're the one not letting me focus and stuff.
You're the problem.
You're the problem.
You're the problem.
Your kids are still pretty young.
My kids are. Oh, well, I haven't. No, actually, we realized on our way here that our kids graduated from the same class, same school.
And we were at the graduation.
We were at the graduation at the same time together.
So they probably remember each other.
And we don't know.
We don't know.
We'll
We're gonna
find out.
ask them.
Yeah.
We need to do like a family thing with our kids. Yeah, our
We should
kids
do like
need
a
to know each
picnic.
other.
My
Yeah.
son knows her daughter.
Yeah.
They're
Yes,
the same age. They
for
were
sure.
in the same school,
Same
the same
class.
grade.
Yeah,
Amazing.
same grade.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So 14. The only difference is that I have an 18-year-old.
I also have an 18-year-old.
You also have an 18-year-old. So we have a 14-year-old. We
Yeah.
have an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
The only one that's not gonna have anybody. I have a 9-year-old.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's good
And
with kids.
she's like
good with-
that 9. Well, she's gonna be 10
the
next
cat.
month. She's
Yeah.
10. Yeah. No, but she's that 10-year-old that's still kind of like young and sweet, you know, like
I love this.
like very like, you know, still kind of like
I think I met her.
kiddish.
She's sweet.
Yeah, you met her. You met both my daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. She'll
We
be
have to
fine.
make it happen.
We'll
Yeah.
go to a cottage or something.
Oh, she
Yeah.
loves hanging out with, you know how
Yeah,
that
she'll
is,
be
they
good with-
love hanging out with older kids.
Yeah. Play
Especially
card
like
games. and-
like younger
Oh, yeah,
girls
we'll have-
and stuff. So
my kids are
we
good
should
with younger
definitely
kids.
do that this
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
Maybe do a podcast over like in a
The
play.
cottage.
We should get a
that would
cottage
be
and
fun.
do that.
Yeah, well, we've got one in August. I'll send you the dates.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
and we'll
can
just-
go with the kids and everything.
Yeah, I think so. It's a pretty big place. I'll show you
Awesome.
photos.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Love
fun.
you guys.
Love you.
So, what's the mic check?
Allô?
Allô. Love you guys.
Love you.